Time for another unboxing and in-depth review video. Today we have the Square Golf Launch Monitor. Come on in, let's get started. All right, let's crack this thing open and see what's inside. We have the Square Golf Home Edition. A lot going on in this packaging that we want to walk you through here. So first off, they send a swing stick as an optional usage for family use, just an alternate way to hit some shots. And we'll get each of these boxes opened up individually too, but just wanted to lay this all out. So first off, we have the swing stick. And I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and speed this up while we get all these boxes opened up, and we'll talk through what is in each of the packages. Okay, we have unboxed everything. First thought, they are very robust with their packaging. I respect it. Individually bagged and boxed items here. Keeps everything safe. Never know what could happen on that shipping process, so it's great to see that. So yeah, first off, we have this swing stick. We'll go through all of this in detail a little bit later. This is something that I think is more of like a video game type of feel. If you have kids just getting started or family coming over, you don't want to hit real balls. We'll show you how that works. We have the Square Launch Monitor here, the main event. This is an optional battery pack, which I would imagine most people are using. 8 hours of battery life comes with this lithium battery pack. Got our remote to go ahead and control the unit remotely. We have the USB-C charger where you can keep it plugged in if you want to. And then these are the marked golf balls called the Square Golf. What do they call these? Square Soft golf balls. It's essentially a chrome soft ball with the square markings on it. This is something where it's recommended for use if you want to measure the spin correctly. You can use the TP5X Pix balls from TaylorMade, and that's been proven to work pretty well as well. For all the testing today, we're going to use the provided Square Golf balls. And then last but not least, we have these 3M club stickers here. We'll show you how those are installed on the club in order to get accurate club data. And then we have this welcome credit card that comes, essentially the course play is run on Square through these credits. So one player, one hole is equal to one of these credits. And it comes with a 1,000 credit coupon. So essentially each hole that you're playing, you're going to be spending these credits, and it's only about 20 bucks per 1,000 credits. So pretty reasonably priced, but that is how their course play works for their in-house software. So we're gonna go ahead and get this queued up. We'll get moved over to the sim room here, get the Square set up, hit some shots on it, and then we wanna show both the Square Golf software as well as a third-party connector like GSPro and what the course play will actually look like. So without further ado, we'll get moving over to the sim room and get started here. All right, as we promised, we have brought the Square Golf Home Edition Launch Monitor into our sim room, and we're gonna talk through what this thing's all about and what it actually brings to the table. So first off, the huge value proposition here is the price. We have a sub $1,000 launch monitor right now, and this thing is, again, jam-packed with value. We have all of the ball data metrics that you could be looking for, and we have club data as well, pretty much non-existent within the sub $1,000 price point except for this unit. Not only this, but we also have a pretty unique non-subscription option for the unit. You do have a credit usage for course play within their own in-house platform, but if you want to use the unit, there's no subscription involved, and you can add on GSPro via an open API connector pretty easily. We'll show you that in a few minutes. That's pretty simple as well. You just have that GSPro subscription. So essentially no subscription for practice on the Square Golf Launch Monitor, and you can add something like GSPro for about $1,000. So again, jam-packed with value. Not only this, you have a camera-based launch monitor that's going to give you all the reliable information you need. We have actually measured spin. It's not calculated, it's not estimated, it is actually measured. And you have the use of those Square Golf square launch monitor golf balls that will give you the most accurate spin possible. So now that we've covered some of the value proposition here and what this unit's all about, we're going to get this thing connected, installed, calibrated, aligned, and go through that entire setup process so that we make this easy for you and you can take this from the box to actually hitting some shots as easy as possible. All right, let's dive in. All right, so we're ready to get this thing installed. First off, this is really simple. We're going to show you both on iPad and on the PC. So you would go to the Square Golf setup website and download right from the App Store. And what we have here is the Square Golf app. We have the unit on the floor here, positioned about where it's going to be. So once the power is on, you're going to hit this Bluetooth button and you'll see a blinking blue light. That's showing that the device is ready for pairing. So then we'll go into the device section here, and as it's searching for the device, okay, it recognizes it right away. We'll go ahead and connect that. And what this is basically doing is outputting a Wi-Fi signal that the software then would recognize. And right from there, you're ready to go into the actual alignment mode. So I can go to the settings, target alignment, and I'm going to actually take this alignment stick out of the back and set this on the ground facing the screen, approximately where I'd want that to be. So now that that is centered to the screen, I'll go up here to the target alignment mode. And I will say this is not always perfect at recognizing it right away, but thankfully that one did. And I actually put that down nearly perfect. Never done that before. So what that's going to do is, if you see on the ground here, if I adjust this slightly, it's now going to show 5.2 to the right. It's saying that's too aggressive. So I want to ideally line that as close as possible. And now that will essentially put a 0.2, 0.3 degree adjustment on the unit itself so that you can just hit to your point on the screen and not have to worry about that anymore. So that's it for setup and alignment. That's honestly it for install. So it's as easy as that. What we're going to do now is, we typically in our sim room run the Windows option more often. So we're going to show you how to download that. And then we'll flip this over to our PC and start hitting some shots using that PC. And yeah, we'll jump right in. Okay, you know what Square Golf is capable of. We showed you how the connection works on an iPad. Now let's move over to what most people are doing, and that's running it on a PC so that you can open up third-party options like GSPro. So first off, this is the Square Golf website. You can download the software here either through the App Store or download on Windows. I'm going to jump over to the support screen where you can see again that software download option. We already have this downloaded on our PC, but we'll show you again what the process looks like. This is also where you're going to go to download the GSPro connector. And then once that's downloaded, you're going to see this installer window come up, and that will run the process to be able to get GSPro connected. So first off, let's jump back to Square. Something to note as this is loading, you are going to want to close down the Square window when it does come time to running GSPro. You can only run one at a time. But if you're just running the Square software in-house, it's going to run the same way as the iPad. This will come up at the boot up screen. Pretty easy connection to the device, and that's it. You're good to go. You're ready to start hitting on the driving range, close to the pin. You can do putting practice, game mode. We'll show all that in just a bit. But we did say that we'll show you the GSPro connection as well, since most people are going to be doing that. So log out of here. And this is a little bit complicated compared to most systems, so wanted to make sure we take our time on this one. What you had seen up here is now downloaded as the Square Golf GSPro Connect. Now what this is essentially doing is it's an open API method to connect your GSPro device to connect your Square device to GSPro and other third-party options. So you can see on the screen, I just scanned and it shows our Square Golf device. Just simply go to connect here. And this usually takes a few seconds. There we go. So that's connected. Now, GSPro, before we hit connect, we'll want to open up the GSPro launcher. And as this is working, play. Again, a couple of steps here. You can always bookmark this portion and make it easy for the future. But this is going to pull up this Open API Connect. If this is not already loaded in, here's what you want to do. So you go into Settings, System, and then Reset GSPro Connect. That's going to then pull up this window. If this wasn't pulled up, it would give you the option of all the different licenses that you have for GSPro, which most likely is not any of them. But if this is already loaded in, you can see that you're waiting for Launch Monitor Connect. So that's when I'll go into Connect here. This just turned green. Now it's showing connected. This is saying it's not ready because we don't have anything ready to go in GSPro. So we would just simply load in. We're not going to bother with the software portion yet. We'll do that in just a minute. But once you get the practice mode or course play going within the GSPro software and your ball is in the hitting zone, it would then show up as ready to hit and be good to go. So this is the main portion that you want to pay attention to, this GSPro Connect. If both lights are green, you're good to go. You're ready to use GSPro just like you would with Square software. So that's the software configuration side of things. Now I think it's time to get into hitting some actual golf shots, and we'll show you ball data, club data, and some course play. All right, the unit is set up, charged up, installed, calibrated. We are ready to go. We've got it connected to the PC, so I'm going to show you a few things here. First off, we can go through what the software has to offer. You see driving ranges, you see closest to pin games, putting practice. This is actually a unit that is manufactured by XPut, which was originally a putting simulator. So they brought in some of those putting games too. And then this game mode is where you would see the actual course play, which will show you that a little bit later. So first off, again, you can go through the settings screens and go through any adjustments. I'm not going to do any of that here. If you wanted to change the distance units, you can. You can change carry distance adjustments, spin measurement. This is where you'd show calculation versus measured. I always use measured with the provided balls. Again, just screen configurations that you can do. For me, I always have to make sure that right here is left-handed, so it will actually read the ball flight. I'm going to go ahead and open up the driving range. There's two views. First off, we'll go to backspin, side spin here, and then we can also jump into showing spin axis after hitting a few shots. So I'm going to hit 3 or 4 shots with a 7-iron. Get that switched over here. And then we'll jump into the software and show you some of these features. So you can see on the bottom left here, there's a indication of the ball as being in the hitting area, and that will show when ready. You can't see this on the screen, but the red lights also turn into that square shape to show that the unit is ready. And we are up and running. So ball speed and backspin, I mean, that's spot on for a 7-iron, 6,800 RPMs. Of backspin is exactly what I'd expect to see. Carry of about 171. It's a little bit short of what I normally see, but it's my 3rd swing of the day, so that's probably why. Let's hit a couple more shots. We can also look at the spin axis. Let me try to hit a little bit of a cut here. So you're able to see that it can accurately measure that spin axis and get the curvature of the ball. It's going to pick up the extra backspin that comes with a cut shot. Really impressive at a sub $1,000 unit. Try the high draw, the dreaded for me. That's a hook. Read it correctly though. Less spin, crazy amount of side spin. I hooked that one pretty bad. So, I mean, it's able to get that curvature of the ball very accurately. Let's try another one here that's just more normal. That feels good. A little tiny little cut right on the center line. I'm going to take a second to watch that. Okay, so we have just hit a couple of shots with really putting ball data under my microscope. Now what I've done is I've used the provided club sticker. You want to put this 20 centimeters from the ground. So that's measured as a straight line up from the ground. I have this marked already. We're just going to slide that onto the shaft of the club. And then you can see over on the right side of the screen, that's going to give some new metrics including attack angle, dynamic loft, face to path. Really a lot of great information if you're looking to work on your swing. So let me hit some shots still with a 7-iron and show you what that's all about. That was pulled hard. So you can see some ball information again, just like we did on those last shots, but now we have enhanced information of the path, the descending attack angle, dynamic loft, and face to target. You hit another one here. Much better. Still a little pulled. So I struggle with a shut club face. That's going to show that pretty accurately there. 4.8 degrees closed. Into out path. Part of that might be my alignment as well. That's just all going to be relative to the square and how that's aligned on the ground. So less of an into out path there, but more of a pull cut on that shot. So you can see you're still going to get all the information, but by adding these club stickers, you'll get to add club data into the mix. And I wanted to show you something else too on the software. So you can also dive into a different mode within the view itself. So this is the graphic mode of the range. You can also toggle on just your data screen. And this shows some other, just a different way to visualize all the information from the club path and direction of the club face to the actual path of the ball flight as well. Again, just whatever floats your boat with the way that you want to look at your data. You hit one more shot here. It will still populate that information regardless of whether that range view is up. So that is club data. We've now hit some shots showing ball data. We've shown some shots hitting club data. Now I think it's time to jump into some course play and show what actually playing on a simulated golf course feels like with the square. So let's do that right now. All right, like we said, we're gonna go ahead and get started with some gameplay. So I'm gonna walk over to fire that up. So we go into this game section here, and then there's a lot of courses to choose from. They're all gonna be fictional courses, but there's a lot to choose from. And again, you're gonna use 1 credit per player per hole. You have that 1,000 credits that the device comes with. A lot of our customers end up also adding the GSPro subscription, so we'll, again, get into that next. But you can see here that a lot of the courses that are available have varying degrees of difficulty, green speeds. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too familiar with these golf courses. I typically would play on GSPro, but let's just pick a random one. Pine Grove Country Club. So it gives you that warning that you're gonna spend 1 credit per hole. And I don't know what we're getting into here. Let's see. Okay, so we have a 445 yard par 4 right out of the trunk. That's great. Let's see how this goes. Par 5, that helps. That's 475. That's a little bit better. That was a stiff back golf swing, but I'll take it. So you can see, like, these are, I mean, very, very reasonably priced course options. They're a little bit cartoony from a graphics standpoint. Not anything unexpected here. It's a great way to dive in for the first time. .162. I didn't check the hitting zone. There's a relatively small hitting area with this. I'm just not paying enough attention. You can see over on the bottom left, it gives you the window. If I'm moving that over a few inches, that gets to the back of the zone. So you're talking about a 3 to 4 inch hitting area. As we're filming this, I'm not paying enough attention to that portion of it. That's a little short left. Yeah. All right, we'll get a chance to show some short game. So similar to most Most golf simulator software platforms, you're going to see an adjustment over on the bottom right. There's that minus 10% adjustment out of the rough. That's basically telling me I need to hit it 10% further on an 11-yard shot. And you can tweak those gimme settings too. Right now, I believe that's set at 2 feet, which is pretty challenging, but just a sense of showing you what the course play looks like on Square's native platform. Thought it was a par 4, but let's see if I can pile on the birdie here. No, I can't. Great. We have a longer putt for par coming back than we started with. Love that. Okay. Long story short, I can't putt. Well, that is just a chance to show you some of the course play. Now let's go ahead and show this connectivity with GSPro, and we'll play like 2 or 3 holes in GSPro and show what that looks like as well. All right, as promised, we have GSPro fired up. I pulled up Tobacco Road today, and we're going to show you what the Square Golf Launch Monitor paired with GSPro looks like from a gameplay standpoint, from a ball physics, everything in between. Here we go. Probably play 3 holes here just to show you what this is all about. And we started with a good one. 165 ball speed, 2,500 RPMs a spin. Pretty much what I would expect to see. I'm gonna hit a 4-iron here. Also, just a note, we like to be real on this channel. We just spent about 20 minutes trying to figure out why it wouldn't connect. I didn't put it in left-hand mode. So if you see over on the bottom left, make sure if you're lefty, you switch from righty to lefty, and it's gonna tend to work a little bit better. Fun fact. Of course. You also need to make sure it's in the hitting zone. We got a 4-iron in here. Tobacco Road, first hole. This is such a great golf course. That might be a little right. Okay, we'll show some short game in the thick stuff. We are in the deep rough. We can't see anything. What do I have in here? 14 yards. Another thing to note too, there's like a little ding that comes on when you're in that ball zone. Again, I wasn't paying any attention, so that first shot I hit did not load in, but recommend you keep that on. That was blind. Okay, still got a birdie putt. Something you can do in GSPro too is go over and toggle on. There's a mode where you can auto align. I don't have that on right now, but you can just pan left and right based on the break and play. 16 feet. We'll probably just play 2 holes here just to show you. Don't judge me putting with a glove on. I just don't feel like taking it off. All right, next hole. This is always like probably a long iron off the tee. Another thing to show. Another thing to show on GSPro is this map over here. You can kind of point to almost like a yardage book, point exactly to where the largest point of the fairway would be, and pick your club accordingly. Did I not hit enough club? Shoot. That was not hit well. All right, we've got a punch out. If you've never played Tobacco Road, those bunkers are not pleasant and not something you want to get involved in. It's basically unplayable. Okay, 70 yards for the third. This is good. We get a chance to show some short game. 70 yards downhill. It's probably like a 63 or 4 yard shot. A little bit light on it. See if we can save the par. Something to note, the hitting area is not, I mentioned this earlier, it's not huge with square, so when you're in GSPro, you don't have that window on the bottom left that shows you exactly where that hitting area is. So just something that you want to be mindful of. You could even mark up your mat if you always put the square in the same place, just to avoid that issue in the future. And I did not get that in the gimme range, so I need to grind for bogey here. Not a great display of golf here. It's all right. Let's do one more hole. 154 par 3. This I can handle. That is pretty much a stock 9-iron. A little bit downhill. Again, I wanted to mention, this is what most users are going to be seeing, is the square at that $700 price point, soon to be $800, but paired with the GSPro software at $250 a year. Really strong value. A little bit heavy on that one too, man. Not great display of sim golf here. I'm gonna hit a bump and run, keep the 9-iron out. It's not great. Told you we show the real side of this. That includes severe struggling on a golf course. Another bogey. Anyways, hope that shows a little bit about what this thing can do. This unit is jam-packed with value. It's really hot right now, and it's been very difficult to get stock of this for good reason. Jam-packed with value, gets you the data you need at a very accurate point, and it's pretty reliable. The one thing I would say is you want to make sure that you're dialing in the calibration, the alignment with the alignment stick each time. You want to make sure that you're making pretty good note of where the hitting area is to avoid any of that complexity. And nobody likes when you hit a good shot and hit it solid and it doesn't read. So something to note with this third-party connector. But yeah, I mean, I hope this helps. Square is going to deliver for just about everybody that's looking for this product. If you have any questions on the square, you can always reach out to us at rainorShineGolf.com, reach out to our Sim Squad. Check out our channel for more educational videos on Square, as well as many other golf simulator products as well. That's all we got for you today on Square. We'll see you next time. Stay tuned.